it down now. Mash it up now. We are looking backwards, we are running backwards, running through time into the past, taking retro to its logical conclusion.
Wild blossom only grows in beautiful places such as Launceston. It is extremely rare and can only ever be found on rainy days. This here is the dungeons at Launceston Castle. Now this is where many slaves were kept for weeks on end.
Weeks on end?
Without any salvation.
Nothing. As you can see, this is a great place for tourists to come and read about the history of these dungeons. And these bars. How awful would that be?
This is a Stone Age bench, built way back in the olden times when the castle was first built. This bench that I am stood on was St. Cuthbert Main, who probably died.
This beautiful bench that I am stood on represents true beauty. It was built a long time ago, probably when the castle was built. It is somewhere tourists can come and admire this pure beauty.
No, because this castle, you can't even fucking see it 'cause of the fucking trees.
No.
This castle was built in medieval times, also known as the Dark Ages.
Possibly when the dragons were on the earth. A wildling.
A wildling. It's gotten beyond the wall. This castle was used as Launceston's defence. Part of fucking shit. Basically, it was built with only 2 walls. It's not really a castle, but Launceston seemed to treat it as a castle because Launceston's so fucking shit that it hasn't got anything else.
Dragons. Can I have my shot now?
No.
Oh, sorry.
This castle was once guarded by the most mythical creatures, film me,
Sorry.
known as dragons. Stop it. Stop filming.
I'm panning.
Shut up.
You see these rooftops? Oh, I sure do love rooftops, me.
Be as brothers and sisters, as husbands and wives. I am the dragon's daughter, and I swear to you, those that would harm you will die screaming. I am the dragon's daughter.
When you play the Game of Thrones,
You win or you die.
there is no
middle
middle ground.
The courtyard was packed full of buildings, providing accommodation for the lord and his followers. There were also service buildings. A survey carried out in 1337 lists a chapel, stable, gaol, hall and various chambers.
I think we should get a shot of you down there.
Shut the fuck up. To your right. To my right was the Great Hall where ceremonies and banquets were held. That's not my right. Let me try again. To my right was the Great Hall where many ceremonies and banquets were held. Beyond, against the castle wall, was the kitchen. It was detached from other buildings in the courtyard to prevent the spread of fire. To the left of the kitchen was a narrow hall which may have been a courtroom or have had some administrative function. It was probably here that the Earl's Cornish estates were managed and public businesses took place.
These wildlings could have ancestors that were knights against the great dragons in 1500 and something.
This was the kitchen. This building was later converted into a bakery and a brewer house. I wasn't done. Into a bake house and a brewery. Many ceremonies have been held at Launceston Castle to celebrate Launceston Castle. I recall one time that as a child I was put into the newspaper of me walking along these very walls holding a Union Jack flag to represent the country that I am proud of. That was the day that Prince Charles came down to Launceston Castle to visit the civilians of Launceston.
In my mind, these walls and halls are still alive with all the people cooking and baking and working so hard for their society. My mind is heaven.
You're a fucking freak. This was Moot Hall in the 13th century. The castle, a symbol of Launceston, was used as a centre of justice. This building was used by the assizes and also for administrative purposes.
Do you think this is where the dragons were executed?
I reckon one day the dragons are going to come back to take their revenge because no one should be killed like they were. It's wrong. It's wrong.
This castle has been a tribute to
Hey,
Launceston
have you got a minute? I have a question for you. Do you honestly believe in dragons? Because so many people think I'm insane.
Oh, you're filming. Sorry.
This castle has been a tribute to the civilians of Launceston for thousands of years. Many people believe that this is where the wars started, the battles of the kingdoms.
Men, when you fight today, you fight for your king. You fight for me. And you fight for the ones that you love. I can't promise you'll make it out alive. If you do, you will be no more, less than the ones who died. You will die a hero, a man, someone you always dreamed of being.
This castle. These castle walls have probably eroded through weathering over time.
And through the numerous amounts of children that climb all over them. Disrespectful. I think children of today's society are disrespectful to the things that matter most.
This is the town hall where the mayor of Launceston lives.
And where he keeps his dragons locked away so no one can ever hurt them again. Is this thing on? Here on these beautiful streets of London, Launceston, it holds true beauty for today's society who have no respect for anything.